I checked my CCTV footage and realized someone had been watching me through my door. I live alone in a small apartment building that's quiet to the point of being eerie. Nothing ever really happens here, which is why what I found last week still doesn't sit right with me. I installed a cheap CCTV camera inside my apartment a few months ago, mostly pointed at the front door. Not because I was paranoid, just because packages kept going missing in the building. The camera alerts me when there's movement, but I usually ignore the notifications. It's almost always me coming home or the door vibrating when someone walks past in the hallway. Last Tuesday night, around 2:17 a.m., my phone buzzed. Motion detected. I was half asleep and almost dismissed it, but something made me open the app. At first, the footage looked normal. The hallway light seeped in under the door, and everything was still. Then the peephole darkened. Not all at once. Slowly, like something was moving in front of it. Then an eye appeared. I'm not exaggerating. A single eye, distorted by the fisheye lens of the door hole, filled the screen. I could see the eyelashes. I could see it blinking. The man stayed there for a full 37 seconds. I know because I replayed it over and over, trying to convince myself it was a prank or some weird reflection. But no. He was leaning in, adjusting his head slightly, like he was trying to get a better view of the inside of my apartment. At one point, he smiled. That's the part that really messed me up. His eye crinkled at the corner, like he was amused by something he saw. I was asleep on the couch at the time. He was watching me sleep. Then, just as slowly as he arrived, he backed away. The peephole went bright again. The hallway was empty. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I checked earlier footage. That's when I realized this wasn't the first time. The camera had caught him before, always late at night, always standing just out of full view. Sometimes I'd see a shadow pass. Sometimes the peephole would briefly darken, but not long enough to trigger an alert. This time, he stayed. I took the footage to the building manager. They didn't recognize him. No one did. The police said they'd keep an eye out, which didn't help much considering he was already doing plenty of watching. I covered the peephole with tape that same day. Here's the thing that keeps me awake now. The camera only triggers when there's motion inside my apartment. So whatever made it alert that night wasn't him leaning toward the door. It was me shifting in my sleep, which means he'd been standing there long before the notification ever went off.